you've inspired me. I feel inspired.
Okay.
I'm gonna set aside time this week.
You need to.
So
you need
don't
to
don't get people doing team anything right now.
They already responded.
No,
they're already down there. Well, guys, we are back with our weekly podcast. So what is up? Last week, we did like a coffee chat kind of vibe, and I think we're going to continue that trend today.
Yes, because we got more questions.
They're popping through like crazy when we're ending the podcast.
We didn't get to them. Yes.
So if you didn't listen to that podcast, check it out.
It was fun.
We're going to, first off, just kind of talk about the week, the updates, the things.
Before we do that, let's do a little mug talk. So I've got my New York Wicked mug celebrating 20 years on Broadway. It's almost been a year anniversary since we went to New York for our first time.
Don't remind me because
and
I want to go back.
Pictures are starting to pop up, and fall. I mean, the first official day of fall was actually yesterday or 2 days ago.
Or is it this week?
No, because I saw it on something, and it was like, it's the first day of fall.
It's about time.
So I've been getting like these reels of like New York in the fall, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to go back.
Luckily, we have a trip coming up.
We do.
Because I'm just getting antsy for that fall trip. You know?
Right. But I changed the background of my phone to the Statue of Liberty, and I wanted to like bring out this mug because I'm just like, just feeling it. You know?
Excited about the Wicked movie coming out?
I'm so excited. I think you guys let me know if I'm wrong. Are they doing a part 1 and a part 2?
Nobody knows. I don't know. I was gonna say nobody knows, but someone knows.
Somebody knows. Justin does not know.
I do not know.
And I don't know if I want to see it with you.
So
I love you, but I don't know if I want to see it with you because I enjoyed the show. You did too on Broadway.
Yeah,
but
come on.
I was like crying, and I'm like, "This is so good." He's like, "Yeah,
I wasn't.
It's okay."
What I liked is walking back out and getting a hot dog.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Just like getting back. What do we eat? No, we didn't eat food.
Well,
we got cheesecake.
Yeah, we did get cheesecake before.
I just like walking.
Huge into musicals.
I just liked to walk out of a Broadway show and being in Times Square. I think, or close to it.
Oh, it was so cool.
It was just like walking the streets of New York after the Broadway show. That was my favorite part. Okay, when you say I'm not into Broadway shows, I'm actually into Broadway shows. I was in musicals. I was in drama. Okay? We were both in drama. Did you guys know that?
Hello, Dolly together.
Hello, Dolly. Yeah,
but you don't love musical movies.
Oh, what are you talking about? The Sound of Music? Yeah. Love it.
What else though?
Oklahoma? Love it.
I've never seen that.
Is that a musical?
I think so.
I don't even know.
No, but like, some of the musicals I'll just
High School Musical? Hate it.
Okay.
But that's not a Broadway show in my opinion. Yeah. Wait, is it a Broadway show now? High School Musical?
No.
Okay.
It is not.
Whatever.
So as far as musicals go, like you do not like Mamma Mia. Love Mamma Mia. You don't like The Greatest Showman. I love the music in that one.
I like The Greatest Showman.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely love it.
So you're just like so. We're just like
no,
we're just at different levels.
I'm specific.
So I'm like here.
There's some I don't want to waste my time on.
Okay.
Like Mamma Mia, I don't want to waste my time on. But The Greatest Showman, I will.
Do you want to see Wicked in theaters?
Yeah.
Okay.
The storyline was great.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I also want to see there's a bunch of other Broadway shows I want to see as well.
No, I know you like Broadway shows, and that was something we really wanted to do together, but I've just always felt like you weren't
I hate operas.
Yeah, I've never made you go to an opera.
Well, like in ballerina shows and stuff.
Yeah. Like the Nutcracker.
Yeah, the Nutcracker.
Yeah, that's why I go with your sister and your mom every year.
Yeah.
Because I know you don't like that.
Well, I've been to hundreds of them.
Yeah.
Like my older sister, which is not by blood, but she lived with us for years, was a ballerina. And so we went to all those shows.
Okay.
And it was awesome watching her, but I'm just like, okay, the Nutcracker's the same storyline.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Okay.
It's
awesome. It just brings back the feels. Same with Home Alone. It's the same thing. Why do you watch it over again?
So different.
No, it is not.
Home Alone is so different.
The Nutcracker's
the Nutcracker.
I know, but it's like a classic Christmas thing. Like it's not like a one and done.
Home Alone is way more traditional than the Nutcracker.
I didn't say it wasn't traditional. You're taking this out of context and saying it's something you can watch over and over.
No,
like Home Alone.
I don't agree with that one.
You think Nutcracker's one and done?
One and done.
Anyways, how did we get here? We were talking about our mugs.
Okay, I have
You have our mug. Z Roll mug.
Z Roll mug. By the way, these are on sale. Shameless plug.
Nice. If you guys want to get a Z Roll mug,
go to ourzero.com.
Early Christmas present for your...
Who wouldn't want this for Christmas? I mean, come on.
It's a solid camping mug. It's a solid everyday mug.
We did a camping trip and we actually ate tomato soup out of this thing.
We did.
And you can microwave it. It's just a good mug, you know?
Get yours today.
Anyway.
So
you don't have to get yours today if you want to, but they're on our store. That was the longest intro to our...
If you want to call it an intro.
I don't even know what that was.
We have a little bit of notes. We're going to try to stay a little organized of a few topics we want to talk about with you guys.
Already.
Right.
If you guys are new to our podcast, hello. We have just kind of changed the vibe of our podcast, which is now like an unfiltered conversation.
Yes.
So basically, we have kind of some notes you want to bring up, but we don't it's not outlined. It's not scripted.
One topic at all.
We're talking about like Home Alone and the Nutcracker is where we're at right now.
But we will end the podcast today talking about or answering you guys' questions and finishing those out like we talked about at the beginning.
Okay, so this morning, like we kind of like have a shared notes together and we kind of like jot some like things down that we're like, oh, this would be fun to talk about during our podcast, you know, just things during the week. And and I was just sitting there like drinking my cup of coffee and I was unsubscribing to emails. And I have this on the list. Unsubscribing to emails is so satisfying. I just want to talk about that for a minute.
Okay.
Like there's some things, it's a Monday. We're filming this on a Monday and it's a fresh start of a week. And there's something that I like to do on Mondays is unsubscribe to emails.
When I saw that in our notes, because we have the shared notes, I was like, unsubscribe to emails? What is he going to talk about?
I just feel like through the weekend, you get all these like ads and these emails you don't care about. You know, it's just like, it's bothersome to wake up to my inbox being full by like over the weekend. And so then I'm like, well, there's things I was into that I'm not into anymore or whatever. And so it just feels so good to clean it up because I'm like, hey, next weekend, it's going to be less.
Right.
Probably.
Yeah.
Or next week, I won't, you know, my inbox won't be so full.
I think you would cringe if you saw my email inbox right now.
Do you not get to zero?
No, I have like 1,200 emails right now.
No. You have badges.
It's really bad.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's bad. I know.
Why?
I just haven't set aside the time to organize it.
Block out an hour this week and just go through them.
Okay.
Like what I would recommend is just delete everything, like all the unread.
Okay.
Just get to zero.
So I have my primary, and then you know the other section where you get like more of like the emails that are just, you know, like you're getting that you unsubscribe to. What is that called? Promotions. That section. That's where a lot of mine are going.
First off, which mail app are you?
Gmail.
Oh, use Apple Mail.
No, I don't like Apple.
Okay, well that's your problem. Right there.
It drives me nuts. I just don't like the format of it, so I use that.
Use that for everything?
I mean, I have like 3 different emails, but yeah, that's my main primary one.
I do not like how Gmail categorizes their emails.
How it's like primary promotions.
No, I hate that.
Okay.
I think it's dumb. So anyway, I don't know how to help you. It's the thing.
I mean, I still probably can organize it better.
Yeah, you maybe just figure out your own solution. My opinions aren't going to help. What a great start to the week is like getting your email inbox to zero. No badges, which I don't know how you do. I don't know how you look at your phone and you just see badges. That just makes me cringe. Are we Team Jester and Team Lacey on this one? I just want to know.
This is the most unrelatable conversation because I can't relate with you on this like good feeling. I've never had like a clean inbox.
I think this is your week to do that. So let us know below. Are you Team Justin or Team Lacey? And if you want to comment, if you're listening to this podcast, you can actually comment on our YouTube channel. We do a video podcast as well. Comment below. Are you Team Justin or Team Lacey? Like with badges or no badges?
It's not like I like it though. I just never set the time aside because when I have text messages, like even over 10 and I see yours that's at like 30 and 40 some days, that's what gets me overwhelmed because I'm thinking, all those people you have to get back to.
Well, that's
so stressful.
That's a whole different thing. Like my phone blows up with text messaging and Marco Polos. Yeah. So like that's a thing because I block out time in my day to respond all at once to situations and same with emails.
Yeah.
And so that's okay. I don't carry those over to the next day and then let them accumulate.
Right.
Like
that's
the email,
true.
I get to ground zero every day is my mission.
Yeah.
With emails, I just let it go for the weekend.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to check it.
Right.
But
okay, you know what? You've inspired me. I feel inspired.
Okay.
I'm gonna set aside time this week.
Yeah, you need to.
So
you need
don't get people doing team anything right now.
They already responded.
No, they're already down there. I'm not saying
they're in the comments already.
I'm not like dying on this. So like I will never clean out my inbox. I just literally have not set aside the time to do it.
So maybe
the past 10 years.
Okay, let's pause on the team doesn't team Lacey unless you've already responded.
I'll check back out with you guys next week. Let you know how my inbox is looking.
So when I worked for Apple, we talked about like physical organization. So like organizing your pantry, organizing the spice rack like you did.
You should see that in our vlog. It's beautiful.
Like organizing like drawers, whatever. That's all physical stuff. But there's also the digital organization that people forget
Never been
about
good in that area.
And so what happens is like how to find that photo from Hawaii trip 2020 whatever. I mean, the phone tries to categorize it as much as possible, but have you ever thought about building out albums?
It's such a good idea.
And organize. Like, I mean, we do that for like all of our clients. We have everything backed up.
We do.
God forbid something happens, we have things backed up,
and
they're all organized to a T. Same thing you do with your personal devices. And you can also, make rules and stuff for your emails to go in different inboxes and all that kind of stuff.
Well, it is funny because we're doing this thing where we film the boys on their first day of school, sharing like what they want to be when they grow up. We're not putting it on our vlogs, but I told Justin, I was like, put that in an album for Landon's graduation one day. He's like, okay. So we have kind of started at least that. That's like one step we've done.
Well, it's funny because you haven't done it. It was me that did it. So you haven't even started with the digital organization yet.
I told you.
Anyway, okay.
So let's talk about our weekend, though, Mr.
That was part of the weekend.
That's true.
Yeah.
But you also had a
wedding.
A wedding you officiated.
That was in the vlog as well. I officiated a wedding. That was awesome.
And the boys gave it a 10 out of 10. They said it was their best wedding they've ever been to. They're like, it wasn't too long. I was like, good job, Dad.
And they would know. They've been to a lot of weddings.
Yeah.
As
pastor's kids.
Yeah. As an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old, they've been to their fair share of weddings. Yeah. But they said, it was so funny after the ceremony. They're like, Dad, we have to say that was a really good ceremony. And we liked it because it wasn't too long. It was the perfect amount of time. I was like, thanks, guys. And Lane was like, no one wants to sit through a long wedding. Yeah. I'm like, I get it. I mean, I get that.
Right. But let's be honest, their favorite part of the wedding was
the rope swing.
It was a beautiful location.
But to be fair, they told me that before they saw the rope swing.
Okay, that is true. That is true. But the location was right on a lake. It was really beautiful. And there's this really big tree and there's this huge rope swing, and right away I'm like, oh no. But I see other kids already there, and I'm like, okay, maybe it's okay, because Landon and Tucker look at me, they're like, Mom, can we please go to the rope swing?
They loved it so
much.
And
they had a blast. There was like a lot of kids in the wedding, and it was like kind of a little a ways from where the reception was, so they kind of had a little kids area, but
it was cool.
They were just there all night. It was so much fun.
And
now they're like telling me, I don't know if they told you yet how they want a rope swing in our backyard.
Tucker was saying he was going to get the shovel and start digging a hole for it.
And I'm like, buddy, I don't think we have a big enough tree for that, but yeah.
I mean, I love, when I was his age, I wanted to build a pirate ship in my backyard.
Yeah.
I had it all in my brain, how it's going to work out, like a big pirate ship. I mean, I put like 2 2x4s together and called it a day, but the fact is, I still remember that, so let him dig a hole.
Right.
We have a side yard that we haven't finished out yet. You can go dig a hole there.
Right.
See how far he gets. Who knows? Maybe he'll have this amazing contraption.
Yeah.
And he'll be a construction worker.
There you go.
But yeah, I married a couple youth kids. It was cool. They actually met at a winter camp from 2 different churches. One from our church, and the girl was at a different church. They were kind of like really close churches, like sister churches.
Yeah.
And they met when they're like in 6th grade.
So funny.
But they weren't a thing at all until probably the last like couple of years.
Yeah.
She then moved to this area and started going to our church, and wada bing, wada boom.
It's pretty cool.
But
this is probably really like your 4th or 5th.
No, I think it's
kid that's you. Well, kid that you married from our youth group, I'd say. Yeah. But yeah, we've done a few other weddings.
Does that mean we're getting old? Is that what that means?
I mean,
I think that's what it means.
Probably.
I think it's like one of the first, like the generation for 1 and 2. Well, it's probably like the second generation of kids getting married off now.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows?
But it was a beautiful wedding.
It was cool.
Good time.
And also, it was the first time taking the truck on a little road trip because it was about an hour and a half drive.
That's true.
So that was kind of fun. We're also getting ready. We actually probably should book our plane tickets today.
Yes, I asked you to do that last week if you had time.
It's just one of those things where I'm like, I know I need to do it, and I just been put it. I don't know why I've been putting it off.
Let's do it tonight.
Okay.
Okay.
We gotta book our plane tickets for Seattle.
Yes. So we are heading out in October.
Yeah. Well, it's like a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't?
I know. Well, hopefully those plane tickets haven't gone up.
I mean, at least it's just Seattle, but they probably have been. But we're gonna go to Seattle.
Yes.
And hang out with our friends. Mm-hmm. And we're going to go see a 49ers and Seahawks game, which I was very confident in the beginning of the season. Like, oh, yeah, we're going to kill them playing in Seattle. But now I'm like, you know what? Seattle's probably going to win because the Niners cannot play. And we're just hurt. And we don't know how to play football anymore. So there we are.
It was a good game yesterday. It was close.
It wasn't. It just was not a good. It was. I mean, I guess we have different definitions of what a good game is.
That's true.
It was a good game.
I just looked at the numbers and they were close.
It was on the edge of your seat and it was entertaining.
Right.
But a good game for me is that we have like a 4-touchdown lead and I can just like, brew some coffee, hang out, joke around a little bit around the house.
It was not like that
Niners
yesterday.
games are never like that. I don't remember the last Niners game where I felt like I had such a good lead that I can just stretch and,
Yeah, and they don't ever do that to you.
I feel like I have to be by the TV screen, cheering them on. I have like different spots around the house where I feel like if I sit here, they do better than there.
Yeah.
It's not true, but it kind of is actually.
It's funny too because Landon, once they start doing not so well, like classic Niners, they started out great yesterday and then started not doing good. Landon's like, it's because of this or that. He's like, and Cass, you don't have your jersey on, and that's why. Get your jersey on. And there's all these reasons why they're not doing well.
Jersey on. So funny.
But it was fun. Then we're also going to a concert in Seattle. Mm-hmm. We're going to go see Dashboard Confessional.
Because why not?
You guys.
Because why not?
When we heard about this, because Adam's like, hey, we're going to go do this. Do you guys want to go too? We're like, absolutely.
Adam's one of our friends if you don't know who Adam is.
Yes. And I just started listening to them again and just floods of memories of high school just came crashing in. Do you guys ever get that? You listen to a song and it just brings you back. It's so funny because that's what I listened to in high school.
I know.
Along with, Yellow Card and just, all of those bands that actually just put out an album for Disney recently.
Yeah, I was going to say that. They Yellow Card and Bowling for Soup and all those guys.
Simple Plan.
Plain White Tees.
Mm-hmm.
They have a collab album with Disney with some good original songs.
Yeah, it's actually really cool.
Super cool. Yeah.
And they did some ones that I would never think they would do. They did the one from Encanto.
Yeah.
I love that one, that version. It's just really, really cool vibe because it's all punk rock style. You know what I mean? It's cute. The album cover, I can pop a picture of it here. It's got Goofy and Mickey and Donald. They're all just in the band. So anyways, we're going to go see that. So that'll be really fun. I'm excited. They actually have some newer stuff out. I just listened to it. It's really good. So,
but yeah, we're going with Adam and Sherry, the channel Leg Life. They have a YouTube channel. Also, they have a podcast, and we're going with Bryson and Crystal, who they also have a YouTube channel as well. So it'll be fun. I'm not sure if they're vlogging. I assume they're vlogging. I know we're gonna vlog. We'll vlog that trip. Should we vlog that trip? We are vlogging that trip. Yeah, we're vlogging that trip. We're gonna vlog the trip. So you can see that on our channel. And it'll be a good old time. Mm-hmm. Looking forward to it. It's just a long weekend. Mm-hmm. We're leaving Thursday, getting back Monday or Tuesday.
Monday. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Long weekend. So there's that. Lacey made some. Okay, this is the thing. I'm not a big stew kind of dude. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I actually said that when I made it for you. I was like, look.
You're not a stew dude.
I know you're not a big fan of stews. I just wanted to
for some reason, I feel like stew is in the roast family. I don't really necessarily roast too much.
You don't.
I'm not a picky eater. If I'll eat anything, honestly. Yeah. I just not. But if I had the option to choose, if I was at a menu and I saw stew, I would never, ever, ever pick stew.
Or pot roast. You're not big on that. No.
Would ever pick that. So, yeah. But I'll eat it.
Right. So I saw this recipe for a beef stew. It was on a reel on Instagram, and I was like, this looks so good and cozy, just a really good fall stew. So it took, I made it I thought I was trying to do it for lunch, but it just took a lot longer. So I was like, okay, it's going to be for dinner. So it simmered for quite some time, and it was really good. Oh my gosh. I was shocked.
I was fascinated by why it was so good.
The flavors were so
like I was
good.
just like, wait, have I just been holding out on beef stew for all these years? And then I started getting depressed. Not really.
I've been missing out.
But
all
like
this time.
I don't want to. I don't want to throw around the word depressed because I understand when there's actually depression. I was just discouraged. About why has it taken me so long.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, and it's got like carrots in it and celery. So it's got like, you get your veggies in there. I feel like such a mom, but still I'm like, okay, it's like, because the kids loved it too. Tucker and Landon just like gobbled it up. So, but I think the game changer with it that really made it just fit together is the breadsticks.
Well,
so let's talk about the breadsticks.
Maybe for you it came together, but for me it did not.
We're not talking about your breadstick yet. But anyways, we had to eat at different times. But I found like, I don't know why it was such a game changer for me, but you guys know like Texas toast, right? Like, it goes in the freezer.
For some reason, we just discovered
we used to get it all the time when we were
the
like
last
newlyweds.
10 years we've never had it, and for some reason it's just been like, why is it not a staple?
Toast in the freezer. It's just a great thing to have on hand, especially like pastas and stuff. So I was like looking it up, doing my delivery, and then next to it I see like the brand that did Texas toast, whatever it is. They had breadsticks, and I was like, wait, what? Like, Olive Garden breadsticks. And they're like garlic kind, and they are so good.
How were they?
So I dipped it in the beef stew, so like the leftover juices. I'm just like, oh my gosh, it was so good.
I bet it was.
The end.
Because then I got home and Lacey, I'll warm these breadsticks up, and she puts them in the toaster oven. We got a new toaster oven, and we're still not really used to the settings and stuff. Well, she burnt them like black as heck.
Really crispy.
Like it was just crisp. I'm not gonna lie, I still ate it because I'm just like, I needed something with this.
Well, I just felt bad because you're like, I'm so excited about the breadsticks.
I was because that's the thing. I don't like beef stew, right? And so, I thought, but I was more excited about the breadsticks than I was like the actual like main dish.
Yeah.
And so when she burnt the breadsticks, I'm just like, great, but
Yeah.
But I ended up ate the beef stew. I'm like, this is fantastic. So I was just like, it was fine. Like, and I still ate the breadsticks. I actually ended up getting a whole wheat piece
I
of
saw
toast.
the bread.
I needed something
more. It's good to like just dip in there, right?
Yeah, and I also found like I didn't realize we had this in the pantry, but like they're like Ritz sour cream and onion, like crackers.
Yeah.
But they're like baked.
Oh.
Sour cream.
Oh yeah.
Where do those come from?
I don't even know. I saw those too.
What? They're just there.
Where did these come from?
Anyway, I pulled them out, and the boys like, where do these come from? I don't know. And we ate them, and we're like, these are amazing. But they were good.
Did you dip them in the stew too?
Just a little. I need
like the juices.
I like sometimes with like stew, I need like a cracker.
Right.
I didn't have a breadstick, so
I
first got that and just had a few of them.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, these are amazing. Like they weren't the best combination together with stew, but
nice. Anyways,
I was basically looking through the pantry for a cracker or something, and I ended up doing a whole wheat toast. But I started there, and I'm like, well, how long have these been in the pantry? Do you remember? Whatever.
I don't know. Anyways, if you guys want the recipe to that beef stew, go to our vlog that came out on Tuesday because I put it in the description and linked it. Anyways, I got it from a reel.
You vlogged about it?
I did share about it because I did like a little grocery haul at the end, and I got more breadsticks for you. You're welcome.
Boom.
I won't burn them this time.
So yeah, when we actually film or record this podcast, it is the day before our vlog goes live, and so the vlog hasn't really been edited yet, or it's in production right now. We've started editing it.
Right.
So sometimes I don't even know. Because we, when we vlog, like, Lacey and I will pick up the camera at different times with our lives, and so there's kind of like Lacey's day in life, Justin's day in life, and then we come together, just how it's been working.
Yeah.
And so when I watch the vlog, when it's done, sometimes the first time I'm realizing, oh, you talked about this. Oh, you guys did this. It's hilarious.
For sure. Yeah.
So
I know, it is funny.
It's funny how we actually catch up with our lives through the vlog sometimes, because I'm like, oh, you guys did this? That's cool.
Right.
Because, it's just, there's so much happening in a week.
No, I know. I was watching you and Landon at Lowe's, and I was like, oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, because you don't see that, it's different vantage points. Anyway, I came home last night, and before Lacey dished me up with the beef stew and the burnt breadstick, you guys were playing Go Fish.
We were.
With the boys.
Yeah, and it was so funny because we try to do like game nights once a week. It's been quite some time, so I'm like, let's bring it back. Usually in the winter we do it more because they're just constantly outside. And let me tell you right now, the weather is like perfect right now. It is like mid 70s.
The time would be alive in Idaho.
The smoke is finally cleared out, so it is beautiful. So we were out late last night just hanging out. They were throwing the football with their neighbor friends. So they finally came in, so I'm like, hey, let's play a game. We gotta go fish. Classic go fish.
Yeah. No, and it's classic go fish.
It is. And it just cracks me up because I'm trying to teach them every time you say, hey, do you have a starfish? And if they don't, you say, go fish. And I swear I had to tell them like throughout the entire game because every time they didn't have it, they're like, nope. Nope. Don't have it. I'm like, you say go fish. It was driving me nuts. I'm like, the game is called Go Fish, so you have to say go fish. So then you have to draw a card, and then we go around again. Hey,
it's
Tucker,
not a satellite.
Tucker.
It's a satellite dish. Name that movie.
You know.
Yeah.
And he's like, so Landon rolls around. Tucker, do you have a shark? Nope. And I'm just waiting. I'm like, Tucker, say go fish. Oh yeah, go fish. So it ended up being like that for quite like pretty much the whole first game, and then. Landon won. Tucker cried. We had to work through that and then move on and go to the next round.
Classic. And then probably
you
the
won,
next
Tucker
game.
cried.
Probably next game.
Yes.
Landon cried. Tucker won.
Yeah. And I think by that time, me and Landon like looking at each other like, let's help Tucker win. It's just like one of those things. And then, but we had. I know. But anyways, it was really fun, and I just feel like those old like classic games I played as a kid. It's funny. I still remember like playing at cabins, and it just like brought back all these memories. I don't know if you guys can relate with that I like. How I saw the game going, and so I just kind of like think about that when I was watching them play last night, just like what they're thinking and just like how like strategic they think they are in this game when really it's like such a simple little game, but it was really fun.
That's cool.
I want to play more games with them. We need to like buy some more. I think we need to like update our game cabinet a little bit. So if you guys know any good games, like family games,
what I want to get is those games that we saw at the coffee shop. Where they look like decor pieces. Yeah,
those were cute.
So you can like lay them out, and I feel like if they're out more because they look like decor pieces, we'd play them more, rather than just in the random closet and they're like up tall and you can barely see them.
Right. I'm not a fan of like big boxy board games. I love just like small,
like card games.
Like card games. So if you guys know like small card games that are fun for kids, like I mean, our boys are like 6 and 8, so they would be able to play.
Let us know. Yeah. And then before we get into you guys' fabulous questions, another thing that happened this last week is we just came to agreements with another brand that we're going to work with.
Yeah, we're so excited because it's a brand we've done before, but it's been quite some time.
It's been a long time.
It's Zoe. Mm-hmm. So we had a Zoe stroller for the boys when we took them to Disney World for their first time, and we absolutely fell in love with it. It was the best stroller, and when I say was, it's because they grew out of it, and so we're past that, and I'm just so sad because I was like, that was the best.
It was the best stroller for Disney,
for travel
and Disney.
Yeah, and it was a double, and for me, like I'm a smaller person, like to fold it up and lift it up and put it away and things, it was like a breeze. So it's very lightweight. So anyways, we're excited to be working with them again because we need one for Junie.
Yeah.
Poor Junie.
Yeah, so we're
missing out on the Zoe stroller life.
Yeah, so they're actually sending us a single stroller here pretty soon. So we'll test that out. Yeah. We'll have it on our channel. We'll do like a review on it and stuff, on upcoming travels and stuff. But we actually do have a special link too, and I think you get like $15 off or something like that, like our viewers. And so we'll put that link below. If you're listening to this podcast, I'll try to put in the show notes if you're interested. But if not, they'll be on YouTube. Mm-hmm. So yeah, check that out. $15 off. But yeah, Zoe is a stroller brand, and in our opinion, we've used them quite a bit. Mm-hmm. They are fantastic because Disney has different requirements for strollers and stuff, and the way that you can lean the kid all the way back for sleep time,
fabulous.
It's just amazing. Yeah. So they have a lot of fun accessories, which I am all about the accessories. Mm-hmm. So we'll talk more about that in other videos. But if you're wanting like an early bird $15 off, and you know what Zoe's all about, then click the link. You won't be disappointed. Promise you that. We have an old video that we did several years ago, still on our channel. Mm-hmm.
Like reviewing the double stroller.
Mm-hmm. So if you're interested in the double stroller, you can still see that. We'll link that video below.
Yeah, because you can use the $15 off of any of the strollers.
I actually changed out the promo link on that video, so you can use that promo link too to get the $15 off.
Very cool.
Anyway, it's pretty cool. I'm excited. They're awesome to work with, and I don't know. It's been really cool just to see our YouTube channel kind of grow a little bit, and just be able to work with really cool people. I think that's what just gets me so excited, is to collaborate and partner with amazing people across the world. I mean, like, honestly, like, that's what gets me excited more and more about our YouTube channel, is obviously doing videos and content, but then just meeting amazing people.
Yeah.
Like, there was one of you guys was watching our Costco video in China.
I know. Isn't that crazy? I never talked to you about that comment. I was like, whoa.
I just, like, that gets me so excited. Like,
and they were saying something like, missing home. And so I watched the Costco video again. I'm in China. I'm like, wow.
And then, like, people, when you guys say, like, I'm watching from, like, New Zealand or, whatever, I'm just like,
baffles
that's
my
so
mind.
Cool. You guys are watching our videos. I don't know. It makes me excited just to meet you guys and other people on the way. So that's what I love. But anyway, speaking of you guys.
I know. That's a good segue. I was literally going to say the same thing. I have a good one, actually. Let's start it off.
So if you do not follow us on Instagram, do that. It is at our Z Roll, OURZROLL. And sometimes we'll ask for just different questions, but we also update you in real time on what's going on here.
Okay, so this is a topic Justin and I were actually just talking about. So when I saw this come through, I was like, yes, I want to talk about it. So this is Jessica Peterson, 92. What are your screen time rules for your kids? How do you limit? It's so hard as a parent sometimes. Thank you. And first off, before we get into this, it is really hard. So thank you for saying that at the end. It is really difficult, especially because there's so much options, and just in our culture, everything is so digital. So we were just talking about this other day because there's just statistics out there about, the amount of depression that sits in with kids and how much it is related to screen time.
Well, I mean, we've talked about that before. We saw that statistic is just knowing screen time, really just too much of it can really start, having early signs of depression for a kid.
Yeah, totally. And then the other thing we've been talking about too is we're very big on creativity. We really want our boys to be creative, as kids, but then also, just nurture that as they're in our household to help them figure out what they want to even do in life. You know what I mean? And all of that spawns from creativity. And so for kids to be creative, I was listening to this podcast, they were talking about how kids these days don't really get bored. And it takes, they say, 15 to 20 minutes, they say, for being bored to spawn creativity. So boredom is actually a really good thing.
You think about it. I mean, when we were kids, before screen time, there were so many games we made up.
Right.
There were so many activities and so many just, I don't know, adventure that would take place in the backyard or with your friends in the neighborhood. And, because it started with, what do you want to do? I don't know.
Right. I was about to say that. That was how it started usually, because it's well, what do you want to do? And then it just took that time to be kind of I don't know, I'm bored. And then you would just get into something, and then it would just take off.
Create something.
And you would get creative, and you're well, let's do this. And let's build this, and then I'll do this. I remember specifically, actually, with my siblings, my dad built this really cool, sand pit for us. And we had a little swing set and all this stuff. And I remember talking with my brother and sister, and we're let's build an entire river in this thing. And we dug for hours outside and made this huge moat. And then we got the hose out. And we had water going all the way around it, and it was the coolest thing. And then of course we're okay, now let's get things in it, and we get my Barbies, and just we had so much fun.
Yeah.
But I remember it always started with, and what are we gonna do?
Not to mention that is it's a core memory now that you have.
Yeah.
With screen time, do you think our kids are going to remember what Minecraft whatever that they're doing?
Right.
No.
Yeah.
The only screen time I remember as a kid is when I played games with other people, Xbox or whatever.
Yeah.
We had an event. We had a sleepover with pizza, and it was a thing. Parents are scared for their kids to be bored, but that could be the best thing for them.
Right. Or they have to almost be hey, go do this or entertainment this, and you spoon feed them. And I understand when they're little or toddlers, you need to give them toys. That's not what I'm talking about. But you spoon feed them what to do so that they don't even know. They come to the point where they're I have time. Think for themselves, and think about how can I, utilize my free time, because they're so used to mom and dad be oh, you need to do this. And no, I'm not saying chores. I'm saying telling them things to do. So anyways, I just thought that was interesting. So
yeah, let them be bored. Let them figure out a way. So this is the thing. Like we use screen time as a tool. Okay. We do. So there's times when, like we're running a business or we have meetings or whatever the case may be. Like like there's just things that happen where we need our kid to be occupied. And has that got out of hand? Yeah, absolutely. Like I think that's something we're always constantly trying to check.
And like you said, it's so hard as a parent.
It's so hard.
Because then it's like, where do we stop that? It's like, well, I'm going to do the dishes. I'm going to do some laundry. Yeah. And then they're continuing to be on it when I'm like, hey, no, actually, it needs to end.
It comes back with not being like convenient parenting. Like you have to, it's painful for a parent too, because like, oh, they're doing so good over there. They're on the iPad. Yeah. It's great. I can do all this and all this. But then you have to realize in the back of your brain, like, okay, this just isn't good. This isn't right. And it's hard. And to answer your question, you said, what are your screen time rules for your kids? So our rules are they absolutely do not get it past dinner time. So or I'd say actually leading up to dinner time, we have certain windows. Obviously, when they're in school, that's one thing. But they just can't have it. So like after dinner, they never ask to be on it in the evening. And then first thing in the morning, they are not allowed to grab it at all. It's basically like locked away until it's like Justin talked about. Yeah. Remember the Disney Vault?
The Disney Vault. The movies are put away. You can never get these again.
I love that.
It made it so exclusive. Yeah. So those are some of our rules. Another rule is they're not allowed to have it during meals. So like they can't sit and eat breakfast or dinner and have their iPad at the table. Absolutely that's like not okay.
We even put our phones away.
It's another thing is like me and Justin had to work on that. Like if we're going to tell them, then we need to put our phones away.
We really try to have dinner time as a family. Like it doesn't happen every day.
No. But even if they're just
eating
lunch or something, because they'll try, like, can I watch my iPad while I eat? I'm like, no. Like, that. But that's another rule we have in our house.
How about you look at the cereal box?
Come on.
I think Cassie said that to Tucker the other day. Like, I used to look at the cereal box.
And do what?
But you look back there now, there's nothing anymore. Like I think there's like a QR code or something.
Yeah,
to scan
it is.
For
there
a
actually
virtual
was.
Game.
That's so funny. I said that the other day. I'm like, now they have QR codes. This is awful.
You know what? Maybe we should get in the cereal business and just have like stuff in the back of the boxes now.
Yeah.
Like bring that back. Come on, cereal companies.
So those are big things. Like I do not want them to think they can get up and go right to their iPad, even on days off school. So we'll usually like get up in the morning and have like watch like Mickey cartoons together, and if it's the day off school.
Well, if it's a day off school.
We'll do that.
Okay, so let's just go ahead and kind of like break this down because the question is like, what do we do?
Like, how do you limit is what she asked.
Okay, so let's just talk about what we do, and maybe that will help answer the question, I guess. Okay. So during the week, we don't really allow it hardly at all. And honestly, they don't have time for it. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm saying the week is Tuesday through Friday.
Yeah, our boys are off school on
Mondays. Mm-hmm. So Tuesday through Friday, they're once they get home from school, they have sports. They have
homework.
Well, they have homework. Yep. They have chores.
Yep.
They have sports. And they have to do something creative.
Yeah.
And before they can even unlock an iPad time.
Right.
The thing about it though is that whole, and we'll talk about it on the weekend, that whole creative thing has made it so they don't touch their iPads because they get so excited about what they're being creative about. If that is drawing, if that is making a movie, if that's playing with neighbor friends, like some game they made up, whatever the case may be, like they have to do that before they can even unlock screen time.
Right.
So usually I would say majority, because like Lacey said, in the evenings, like past dinner, they're not even allowed on their iPads. So there's only a small window.
I was going to say, they have such a small window, and once they start doing other things, it always ends up playing. So for example, if they've done their homework and I'm like, okay, is your room clean? If they go in there, they end up finding something to play. Yeah. And then before you know it's dinner time, and then they don't get iPad time. But if they have everything done and then I'm making, dinner and they have that window, they'll get on their iPad for 20, 30 minutes.
The weekday is not a problem for us. Now, when the weekend is a little bit different because everything's more chill.
Right.
Everyone's kind of more laid back. The routines, the rhythms are different. And so there's just more time. There's more idle time. And so what we do is, like Lacey said, in the morning, like on Saturdays and Mondays, because we're talking about the weekend is Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Sunday is they
don't get on at all.
Because we're at church and then so we're talking about literally Saturday and Monday.
Right.
So Saturday and Monday is literally we all wake up. Okay, that's a good start to the day. And
we wake up, scratch.
Yeah. name that movie. Once everyone wakes up, we'll have coffee, like, we'll watch the Mickey Mouse cartoons or something on Disney Plus. It's kind of like a cartoon kind of thing, because I have fond memories watching cartoons with my family,
Good old Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we do. And then but after that, after like we've kind of woken up and all that kind of stuff and kind of plan out the day a little bit, then in order for them to unlock screen time privilege is they have to do their chores, which is like, picking up Walter's mess, and like
get
clean
dressed,
the room,
brush your teeth, clean your room, all that stuff.
Just things that they're expected to do. And then after that, they have to do something creative. So if that's they have to make a game up, and so they're really been into, like, right now they're like right outside our studio right now, and they're doing like
obstacle courses.
And so they built an obstacle course, and they've been running back and forth. It's hilarious. But they have to do something like that,
or they'll draw something, or they like to write screenplays to film their movies, and that's been their other creative thing they've been doing. So they will ask us, like, can we use our iPad just to film a movie?
And we allow them to use the iPad as a tool for movie making.
Right. They're not just like zoning out.
Only way they can use their iPad early is if they're recording a movie. Yeah. And they do. They're not like sneaking off somewhere, like we're around them. We see what they're doing. So
because they get mad if I get in the background, Mom, you're in my shot. Exactly. I'm like, sorry.
And then after they did all that, okay, it means that their iPad privilege is unlocked, kind of. They still have to ask permission, because, again, we said we use it as a tool.
Yeah.
So if we know that we have a meeting coming up or something happening or whatever, or Lacey needs to do something and it needs to be quiet, whatever, then we'll be like, hey, not right now, but in an hour you can, for whatever. But if we have nothing going on, then we're like, yes, you may be on your iPad for this time. Because we've set up this whole like chores and creative time or whatever, there's been less and less and less screen time.
I feel like in the beginning when we talk about like screen time, like how are we going to do this, but the more we had things like, hey, you can have screen time, you just do this and this and this and this. And I've heard another mom say this too. She was like, it's funny how, once you have those things in place, they're almost like, oh, I don't want to do it anymore. And one of my friends said the same thing about her kids over the summer, because summers are hard, let's be honest, because they've got so much time. And then it just helps eliminate that as well. Yeah. But I hear you. It is a hard thing to maneuver. It is a hard thing to do. And also, like, my son, my oldest one's at the age where his friends, he'll say like, well, my friends get this much time, my friends at this. And I'm like, already starting, it doesn't matter their rules, it matters our rules.
But I think the thing is whenever a kid says, well, I'm bored, so I want to play iPad, we don't stand for that. We're like, well, like, be bored then. Like, we're not going to just give you the iPad because you're bored. Right. I don't like that. I don't like that. That's what they reach for if they're bored. I want them to reach for climbing up the tree. Right. You know what I mean?
And then I was going to say, with that reminded me of it, because you asked about our rules. Another rule is we don't allow it in the car. So if we're going to the store or we're going to school, no iPad. Yeah. We will if it's a road trip or like travel, like on the plane.
I was going to say, like, the boys, we have rules on travel though. So like with travel, the only time they're allowed to be on their iPads is if we're on the plane or if we're road tripping. But when we're actually at our destination, iPads go back in the suitcase. Yeah. Because they are enjoying the whole vacation. Travel with us, vacation. Yes. They're at dinner. Oh, well, sometimes we'll have the iPad like on a Disney cruise
at
towards
dinner.
The end of dinner. So
I think Land's getting to the point he doesn't need it though.
No, he doesn't.
Like
He's
Junie, we will.
There's so many things going on.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the whole other story. But
right.
But we
But again, it's a tool that we use to be like, okay, we got to get through this dinner. And if you guys have done those dinners, a lot of you guys do Disney cruises. You understand it's long. Anyways, we spent a lot of time on this one, but I really wanted to talk about it because we've been talking about it. It's a good one.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do just one more question.
We spent a lot of time chatting.
We chatted forever, but this is what the podcast vibe. Honestly, guys, thank you so much for the feedback, because a lot of you have said you like this style of podcast. And
thanks for listening.
I'm honestly, this is our third time in a row, recording a podcast, third week in a row. I just feel like it's just fun. I'm excited about doing these.
I'm actually excited and looking forward to our Mondays when we film now or record these because of like, the change.
The change.
Me too. That's cool.
And so what we'll try to do is maybe just end on one or two questions. I think it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So I have one more. This is at Clyde Jr. With everything that you have going on, how do you find the time to be a couple? another good question. I feel like we could talk about a long time, but I'm just going to make this brief because we have shared this in the past, but something we try to do is we do us face-to-face time. If you want to call it date night, because it looks different every time, we try to do that once a week. So we'll look at our schedule. Sometimes it's open where it's like, hey, we can do dinner and a movie. Or sometimes it's like, hey, we can do a 20-minute walk. You know what I mean? But we just look at our schedule and we try to find time
sometimes
where it's just
like,
us.
Yeah, sometimes we just watch a TV show together too. I mean, it's just sometimes it's as simple as that too.
Yeah. But to have like the time where we can just be us and just, talk about our week. And also it's hard because we have a business together. So we try to organize it a little bit, be like, okay, because Justin's funny because he'll be like, it's okay if we talk about the business, because sometimes like I don't want to talk about anything, just us. So we'll try to like organize it the way we our conversation goes, where it doesn't like go down that hole, because then we're like, let's write down podcast ideas and then it's almost like work again.
Well, I think what we've done is like, for example, for like a walk, because honestly a walk is very inspiring for us in a lot of ways. So we'll actually do that with like, hey, like it's like a piece of a pie. This piece we're talking about just us. This piece we're talking about the kids. This piece we're talking about like ideas, content ideas. Yeah. And that's kind of helped a little bit because we've like, we've really just focused in on certain areas. Right. But it does. We don't really have like a, each, this day is date night all the time.
And it doesn't look the same every time. But it doesn't. To be honest, if you're asking because you're like trying to figure it out for yourself, it is so hard. So just know this is not easy for us. And there are many weeks that go by and we're like, oh my gosh, we need to put it on the calendar. It's so hard,
I was
you
actually
guys.
thinking about that today. I'm like, we need to put like another walk on the calendar.
Let's do it tonight.
Yeah, we should do it tonight.
Okay, thank you. But it's just like we have 3 kids. So if you have kids, it's difficult. And then finding babysitters and then just finding time. And then sometimes we're like, I'm so tired, I just want to stay home. But the times where we've gone out and just like, even go for a drive or get coffee, we're always thankful we've done that. And it's like, as much as I love Justin, like he's my best friend and my favorite person to be with, you do need to make it like, I'm not saying it's like work, but you do need to be like, okay, I need to prioritize this, because it just, life goes. And then you're just like,
yeah, you got to put on the calendar and make it happen. I think too, we know that we're headed out on a little, little travel sesh.
We do try to do that once a year.
So I mean, I think that's why too, like we just been trying to get things ready to go so we can leave on that weekend. Yeah. So I think we and it's been a busy season with like the wedding and all that kind of stuff. But I think because we know that vacation
that's coming, that's helped a lot.
It's helped to like too. Not have to have a date night on the calendar. But we try to do it once a week. Yeah. Like something small. Try.
So if you don't be like, well, they do it, because that's what I was saying. Like, oh, they do this. We try.
We try. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like we hit it pretty good, but like again, like this last probably 2 weeks.
Some months are better than the others. Yeah.
And I think because we know we're getting out of town too.
Right.
So like,
and I was going to say, I was out of town and everything too.
Yeah, it's just been kind of
But yeah, and I would say like try it if you can once a year, like get away, and just even if it's like, an hour or 2, or doing a staycation. We do staycations, like just where you like are, away from your normal day to day. Is huge.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, that's huge. Doing a staycation or getting away for like a long weekend with just you guys, like that's a game changer, honestly. Yeah. And we that is a once a year must. We do. Yeah. Like there's no
ever
exceptions.
Since we started, we're like, okay, we have to. It's been so good for our marriage and our friendship in that too. So anyway.
Well, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us for the last, hour.
Oh my gosh.
This is the thing. We appreciate you guys. That is the thing. That's it. That's all. But we love you guys, and
you're so weird.
I honestly am weird, but I just finished an entire cup of coffee.
So you're just like ready to go.
I'm just ready. I'm ready for another one, honestly, but I probably should like drink some water.
That'd be good.
No, we'll talk about this next podcast. It's already been too long. I was gonna talk about something different. Let's just end it.
Good idea.
Guys, we love you. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.